It is very clear to the blind and sound to the deaf that Nigeria is not designed to work. I repeat myself. It is very clear to the blind person and sound to the deaf person that Nigeria is not designed to work. Now, many people are angry with the progress of Nnamdi Kanu's case. Many people don't believe that Nnamdi Kanu will come out of DSS custody a free man. They don't ever believe. Many people are praying that Biafra will never materialize. You see what I'm wearing? If I take it outside, many people will be looking at you. What's this guy doing? What's he wearing? But if an Oduduwa person wears his own, it's normal. If an Hausa person or a Niger person wears his own, it's normal. See, according to Shore, he said, the hatred of an Igbo man and Biafra is in the blood of an average Nigerian. Are you that average Nigerian? Like I said, Nigeria has not been designed to work. That is why since 1960 we got our independence, we are still where we are. We are even getting worse. We are even getting worse as a country. So the country needs restructuring. Now, looking at Nnamdi Kanu's case, when you look at it critically, you know that this man will be free at last. But the Fulani, they are not happy with the development. I must tell you, Tinubu may be taking a political suicide mission by having to politically resolve Nnamdi Kanu's case, because I believe it will be something that will be settled politically. They will use the judicial process to settle it politically. So Tinubu will be attempting political suicide if he's going to release Nnamdi Kanu, but it is inevitable that Nnamdi Kanu will be released. It is inevitable. The government has no case. Listen to Shore, what he said about the case.
I'm a living witness to history. The first time my Mazi was abducted from Kenya and brought here, I was in court to warn them that, in fact, I was one of the few people that came here as soon as they did their kangaroo arraignment, that this case is not going anywhere, and that there's no way, it doesn't matter how long it takes, it's going to end up the way it started, as nothing, and it will end up as nothing, because there's nothing that can stand up on nothing. The foundation of this was malice. It was a suppression of a section of Nigerian people and a violation of the fundamental right of a Nigerian British citizen who was abducted from another country, brought here without due process and detained indefinitely, even presented from having open and fair trial, which we have seen all over the time. As a matter of fact, today we already had an altercation with the DSS preventing people from moving around here. But you know, they started by blocking everywhere. Now they are tired, they can't even block half of the road, because you cannot stop an idea who's standing. And this is what won them. And I'm glad that they are reaching the dead end that were predicted. The dead end is that there will be no case submission. In fact, I would have an issue with the lawyers if I were to be involved, because there's no need to even file a no case submission in the case that never existed in the first place. But you have to do your own legal work. Now, mine is not political. In fact, the most unpopular political decision to take in Nigeria is to stand with Nnamdi Kanu. So if you want to win an election, you know who to stand with, which is the federal government. But I'm not doing this to win an election. I'm doing it for the freedom of our people everywhere we might find ourselves. And I believe that if Nigeria is going to become one, it has to be on the basis of justice. We cannot be suppressing a section just as the rest will flourish and think that you can go home to rest. And you have seen it now. Even those people who never believed Nnamdi Kanu a few years ago, they have seen it with what the Fulani herdsmen are doing, killing hundreds of people. They are doing it also in the southeast. They killed in Ebonyi, they killed in Enugu, they are killing in Edo, they are killing in Kogi, they are killing people across the country. Imo, yes, there was some killing. So this was what Nnamdi Kanu told you as a prophet. But he has always told me, when I met him in New York, that he's not a prophet. He's just saying the reality of what the Nigerian project is all about. That it was a fake project put together and it can never materialize until there is justice.
Now, after saying that 223 security agents were killed during the NSAS protest as a result of incitement by Nnamdi Kanu, the federal government had no option than to end their prosecution on a sad note. They have no case against Nnamdi Kanu. Now, the question we're asking, what will be Nnamdi Kanu's fate after the 14-day given by the judge Omotosho to the defense counsel to prove that Nnamdi Kanu is innocent? Normally, it is easy. It is an easy one for the defense counsel to prove that Nnamdi Kanu is innocent. Very easy. Because looking at the suspect and the evidences presented against Nnamdi Kanu, it does not hold water to even convict him of treason. First off, the defense counsel should not even participate in that trial. But for formality, I don't know why they did participate in that trial. Looking at it critically, there's something that happened behind closed doors that we don't know about. We're asking questions. What will be Nnamdi Kanu's fate after this 14-day? Counting, this is the 13th, this number 2 day. So, listen to Nnamdi Kanu. What did he say after the court judgment and everything? Nnamdi Kanu, in a statement, said that he has no case with the federal government and that he is coming out as a free man from DSS custody. I tell you, Nnamdi Kanu revolution is bringing Biafra back to life. I repeat, Nnamdi Kanu revolution is bringing Biafra back to life. This man has been consistent in what he had said about Biafra. He has been so committed and so passionate about liberating the African people. Like I said, when you talk about Pan-Africanism, African pan-nationalists, yes, Pan-African nationalists, when you talk about them, you must mention the name Nnamdi Kanu. You see, every other system that the British, that the West is okay with in Africa, these are systems controlled by the West, by the imperialists. For instance, look at North Korea, look at Pakistan, look at Russia, look at China. If Iran had nuclear weapons like Pakistan and North Korea, the United States and Israel will not dare bully. What is the reason why Israel is attacking Iran? They believe that Iran may have possessions of nuclear warheads because Iran in the past has said death to America and they are vowed to wipe Israel out of the face of the earth. So they are afraid that Iran may have these nuclear weapons, and if they have it in truth, they will erase the whole of Israel. That's why you see the attacks. They want a regime change. But the question is, why is it that Israel is not afraid of Pakistan, which has nuclear warhead? Why is it that Israel is not afraid of North Korea? Why is it that the United States will not bully North Korea? Even look at North Korea. They are waiting. You people are not getting us involved. We want to fight wars. He's looking for someone that will look for his trouble. Why is it that the US is not going to bully China and bully Russia? It's because these people, they practice a system of government. There are three things. They practice a system of government. You cannot practice democracy instituted by the West. You cannot practice a system of government that the West give you and you are able to challenge the West. I'm telling you, any country that practices democracy cannot challenge the West. Look at it from, it will be difficult for you to even challenge the West if you are practicing democracy. And in reality, is Britain practicing democracy? I think we have House of Commons, House of Lords. There's some people that are not elected, but they have the final say. Look at the Queen. You see Trump, what Trump is doing, there are some forces behind Trump that is telling Trump what to do. All this one is coming to make gra-gra. The other time, we'll do it to Israel. Now he's saying 2 weeks. The House has to pass a resolution for him to take action. There are some people behind that are controlling the affairs. A lot is being said about countries that practice democracy. Africa embraced democracy, yet we cannot develop. So democracy is a scam. It's a tool used by the imperialists to control Africa and its economy. Look at all the African countries with all the natural resources. There's nothing they can write home about. So, now, would there be a political solution for Nnamdi Kanu? Or would the court grant him bail? That's the question we're asking. Or declare him not guilty of the charges leveled against him? What route are they going to take? Because it is very clear, except otherwise. And I believe that this is a political move by President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. Does Tinubu, okay, does the government plan to release Nnamdi Kanu to continue agitating for Biafra? These are questions I'm asking. I don't have answers to these questions. The government wanting to release Nnamdi Kanu, is it for him to go and agitate for Biafra? Would the Nigerian government be comfortable with another part? Because even if it is a P2B that is the president, the P2B will not want Nnamdi Kanu to agitate for Biafra while he is the president. I'm telling you. Look at it critically. You know, most of us, we use emotions to look at things. Don't use emotions to look at this. Look at the fact. The presidency, just think like the Nigerian government and think like Biafrans. Biafrans believe that Nnamdi Kanu coming out is bringing Biafra. Because Nigeria is never designed to work in the first place. If you are spending more time in this system, it's going to, we are just wasting our lives under this kind of system, like I said. But look at the Nigerian end. Do you think a Nigerian president would want to release Nnamdi Kanu to go on to agitate for Biafra? Or there's a different playbook? Because there are some things that we are not being told. There's some things we are not understanding at this point in time. Does Tinubu plan to restructure the country and divide Nigeria? These are questions some Fulanis will be asking now. Man, this guy, don't release this Nnamdi Kanu. Please, don't release this guy. You go get problem with us. Because like I said, the greatest losers in Nigeria, if Nigeria is restructured, is the Fulani, because the Fulani have no place. They have no abode. I'm telling you, the Fulani, Britain and the West, the greatest losers. If Nigeria is restructured or Nigeria divides, the greatest losers. They have no land, no ancestry. They are just foreigners. Wherever they find themselves, they are foreigners. When Nigeria divides, you now know whether the Hausa know what they are doing or not. When Nigeria really divides, ethnic groups will now start taking charge and send away visitors or non-indigens that have become a thorn in the flesh. If Nigeria divide, that Kwara, where Fulani dey, another time they go speak to them in a language they understand. So the Fulani look at it critically, left, right, center. That's why under Buhari, they have to spend a lot, millions of dollars, to make sure that they go against international laws. They commit international crime. They don't mind to commit international crime to be able to seize Nnamdi Kanu in cooperation with the British. Some people say seize, some people say kidnap. Shore says they kidnapped Nnamdi Kanu. Shore says that you cannot kidnap somebody and expect to win that person in court. While you, the kidnapper, you are not coming to court with clean hand. You are charging someone to court. How possible is that? The federal government is not coming to court with clean hand. You are prosecuting somebody in court. How possible is that? So, or is it a game plan? Like I said, does Tinubu plan to restructure the country and divide Nigeria? Or is it a game plan for the president and APC to secure political support from the Southeast region? These are salient questions that are being asked. Is it a game plan for the APC to support secure support from the Southern region? You see, anything that has to do with structuring should come from Southern Nigeria. Anything that has to do with structuring should come from Southern Nigeria. Literally holds the nation, not Northern Nigeria. Northern Nigeria is benefiting from the nation. I tell you, if we talk about everybody managing their resources, Northern Nigeria would be, man, they will suffer. If the southern part of Nigeria, almost every region has oil in Southern Nigeria. Lagos has oil, Ondo has oil. Oh, some people don't believe Lagos has oil. Go and do your research. You know, our generation, we do not read, we don't do research. Go and do your research. Lagos has oil. Anambra has oil. Imo has oil. Abia has oil. The southern part of Nigeria has oil. So the southern Nigeria has oil. And what is keeping Nigeria is oil. When you look at our revenues, if we do budget today, if we plot our budget today, and maybe a barrel in the international market, barrel of crude oil is being sold for maybe $60 per barrel, let's say, we do our budget on that $60. And all of a sudden something happens, it comes down to 50. My brother, it go hard for us, so we go borrow money. Because we live on oil. There's no other sector that sustains Nigeria like oil. So it is Southern Nigeria that will have to restructure Nigeria, because a Northerner does not have any business restructuring Nigeria. Northerners don't have any single business restructuring Nigeria. If you look at the coalition, it's That's why you see people think I don't support the P2B, or they are thinking that I don't want the Igbos to do that. See, you don't support Biafra past me. You don't support Biafra more than me. Me, I'm intelligent and I know what I'm doing. I'm a politician. You don't support Biafra. So if you're using emotions to follow things, my brother, you go lost at the end of the day. You go lost. I mean, I have more. Hey, you go lost. You see, we know that the country is not benefiting everybody. We need a system that will help us survive in this life. We cannot compete in the world. Look at Nigeria. We cannot compete. We have the resources. We have the human resources. But because of the system of governance we are operating, facilitated by the imperialists, with support from the Fulani, we cannot compete. Look at the coalition. You see that it is Atiku and Co. All of them, they inside. You know that Tinubu is moving towards he's trying to rearrange it. But the way the colonial masters want it, that is where some of these Atiku, Erufai and Co. want to put it. The Fulani. Don't tell me Fulani is Fulani. I'm telling you. So, if you are practicing democracy, you cannot compete in the world, because the powers that be, those that bully you, they can only bully a country that practices democracy. Look at North Korea. The way they restrict everybody. Look at China, communism. How they are strict. Look at Russia. Russia does not practice democracy. Look at Pakistan. Another is Iran. If they were practicing democracy, the US will find a way to infiltrate them through democracy. Through democracy, you let your guard down. Just like what the Constitution says, anybody can live anywhere. Anybody can live anywhere, even though the person looks for trouble. Look at a democracy we are practicing. A Christian farmer, a killer, came to his farmland to kill him. You overpowered the killer, defended himself, and however, the killer died. And in the country, we have reports and reports and reports of how these killers, over 300, 200, 100 years, have been consistently going into communities, killing in their thousands. We have reports. But the same Supreme Court operated under a democracy, found this man guilty. And you tell me, say, problem, wala no day. A democracy makes you weak. A democracy makes you unconscious. You lower your guard. You can go to China and trade. You can go to China and whatever you can do. You can go to Russia. It is even safer in Russia. You can go to Pakistan. You understand whatever they are doing, even though they're religious, whatever. India also. You can go to India. Many Nigerians are there doing what they do. But a democracy which the US is not practicing, which the UK is not practicing, is what is used in Nigeria. So if you are fighting, if you are going to stand up to fight to liberate your people, democracy will not tell you that you are committing treason. That is the language of democracy. Democracy wants to put you in bondage. He wants you to remain in bondage and forever stay in bondage. So whenever you try to stand up against the powers that be, they tell you that you're a treasonable fellow. The federal government involved in killing their people. The federal government is committing so many atrocities on the people. The federal government is looting the livelihood of the people. Who is going to caution the federal government? Yes, they say democracy is a government of the people, by the people, and for the people. Which of the democracy? Who are the people? When the corrupt people, elite, hijack democracy, then it becomes something else. I'm telling you. And these imperialists will make sure that the most corrupt will be the ones that will lead. Those that have cases to answer. Those that they can control. You see, when the APC tells you, if you're a criminal, if you're an armed robber, if you're a kidnapper, you can join the APC. If you join the APC, your sins are forgiven. No, they are recruiting you to control you. I'm telling you. They are recruiting you to control you. You see, the president wished Yaya Bello happy birthday, despite he is being declared wanted by the EFCC. Is that not ironical? Under a democracy, you are wishing somebody who's wanted by the EFCC happy birthday under a democracy. You know that should be now. Then do the elections together. And then run the whole package together. How did they run elections? Some people are henchmen used to rig elections now. So now they know what they do. So the reasons why you see the APC use this is to control you. That is why the imperialists will use whatever they can use to control you. They'll find people that have questionable records, character, whatever they can use to control them. They use them to rule the country. During the last election, 2023, they say glitch. The technology in Nigeria, they do the technology. Not the West, they do technology. You see the pager, I think in Lebanon, Hezbollah, pager. Israel was inside Israel, and they were detonating pager in Hezbollah because that pager comes from Israel. So Israel in Israel, they never knew they can do one or two things and shut down the pager and make it become explosive. So the people that manufactured the beavers and IREV, or whatever you call it, they are inside one room because they want a particular person to do a particular thing or whatever. It's possible they can get there and shut it down because they have the template of the technology and they know they create a back end where they can enter that you don't know. So like I said, someone like Nnamdi Kanu, we know, I've said it before, people are saying a lot of things. Some people are so angry. Some people just hate the young man. If they want to abuse you, they say IPOB. You know what is IPOB? Although IPOB is a group agitated for Biafra, we have MASOP, we have so many other groups. IPOB became popular. You understand? So when they want to abuse you because the federal government under Buhari, with the cooperation of Efulefu Southeast governors, Southeast politicians, they proscribed IPOB under Buhari, a Fulani jihadist Islamist fundamentalist that does not want Nigeria to restructure. So people just take that as a slur. And we will wear it with pride. I've told you, Nigeria does not know the value of the Igbo man. Just that the war has done a lot of things to the Igbo man. That war. Before the war, the Igbo were like semi-gods. The Igbo were like semi-gods. And they are still there today. You know, most of them don't come on social media to talk. They just be watching and looking at things unfold. So what is Nigeria doing to the Igbo people? These people that are beautiful and wonderfully designed to survive, to persist, and to succeed on earth. The Igbo people. I'm not saying other tribes don't have. Everybody have their uniqueness. We are all, see, when you look at the history, critical history of Africa, if I say some things on this broadcast, you may not grasp, you may not understand. If you look at it critically, if you know Manasseh, you know who are the descendants of Manasseh. If you know Gad, you know the descendants of Gad. Joseph is the son of Jacob. Gad is the son of same Jacob, the same lineage. But we have Manasseh, the children of Manasseh, and the children of Gad. They are bitter enemies. They don't want to see themselves. Allowing the children of the bondwoman to just use them left, right, and center. I'll just stop there. I told somebody, you know that Jesus is not white as they portray to you. Social engineering. They work on your mindset. You know that if you change they say change your thoughts, your life will change. It's a mindset thing. That's why you see the Yoruba works on your mindset. What they put in your movies, what they put on the newspaper, what they put, what they tell you in radio, in articles, they shape the thought pattern of people. That's the greatest thing. If you're able to shape the thought pattern of people, it will be very difficult to undo it. That's why you see Nigerians don't know what development is. Nigeria, they don't know what development is now. Nigeria know what development is. Somebody build road, build school, build hospital. Yeah, we build. Nigeria. Well, the ones that are educated that are traveled, they know the real thing. But because of corruption, greediness, and wickedness, that is why they will just do as if they don't understand the real deal. My brother, you need to live with the fact that Biafra is on its way to liberation. And also, African countries need to start experiencing real development. Your potentials in Africa, if Africa does not do away with the West and imperialists, using some things to hold them down, we'll be where we are and we'll never move forward. So we have to move forward. That is why we need Biafra. See, even though Biafra is not perfect, let us come out our hand from Britain, the imperialists and Fulani first. Then we chart another way forward. The Yorubas and Igbo don't need to have these clashes. But because we are blinded by whatever hate, whatever things that has blinded us, we are blinded by it and we allow it to control us. And we don't even care whether it is going to be destructive. But however, I believe that Tinubu, in the eyes of the Fulani, may be committing a political suicide if he eventually releases Nnamdi Kanu. And I believe that restructuring Nigeria is the best for Nigerian people to benefit from the dividends of good leadership, good governance.